Hello, and welcome back to our daily English talk.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy you're here today.
If you're new here, please click that subscribe button and like this video.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Roy. Didn't you know this is a place to practice listening and speaking with simple, real English?
Please help us by liking this video and subscribing. It really means a lot to us.
Today feels very friendly and welcoming to me. I imagine us standing in a comfortable space, maybe meeting for the first time. There is no pressure and no rush. This feels like a perfect moment to talk about introducing yourself in English.
I feel that welcoming feeling too, Roy, and it feels warm. Introducing yourself is often the first step in speaking English. Because it is the first step, it is very important to practice it calmly. I hope listeners feel relaxed right now.
Today's topic is learning how to introduce yourself in English. This is one of the most useful skills for beginners. You use it when you meet new people at work, school, or in daily life. A simple introduction can open many conversations.
Yes, introductions are the start of connection. You do not need to say many things. You only need to share a little about yourself. Simple and clear introductions are more than enough in real life.
Emma, when you introduce yourself to someone new, how do you usually feel? For me, it feels a little exciting and a little nervous, but once I start speaking, I usually feel better.
I feel something similar. There is often a small nervous feeling at first, but that feeling fades quickly after I say my name. Saying your name feels like opening a door. After that, things feel easier.
That first step is very important. Many learners feel nervous before they speak, but once they begin, the fear becomes smaller. Introducing yourself is a great way to practice starting a conversation gently.
Yes, and introductions are very short. You do not need long sentences. Short and simple sentences work best. This makes introductions perfect for beginners.
When I introduce myself, I like to speak slowly. I say my name clearly and calmly. Speaking slowly helps me feel confident and helps the other person understand me easily.
Speaking slowly is a wonderful habit. It gives your body time to relax. When your body feels calm, your voice sounds steady. Steady voices make good first impressions.
I also notice that smiling helps a lot when introducing myself. A gentle smile makes the moment feel friendly. Even if my English is simple, a smile adds warmth to my words.
Smiling really changes the feeling of the conversation. It shows openness and kindness. People respond positively to smiles, even before they understand all the words.
Another important part of introductions is remembering that you do not need to share everything. You can choose how much to say. Sharing your name and one small detail is enough.
That choice is very important for beginners. You are in control of your introduction. You can keep it very simple and add more later if you feel comfortable.
Many people worry about making mistakes when they introduce themselves, but mistakes are very normal. People usually focus on who you are, not on small language errors.
I want learners to remember that clearly. Introductions are about connection, not perfection. If someone understands you, your English is doing its job.
Introducing yourself is also a chance to practice listening. After you speak, the other person often introduces themselves too. This creates a natural exchange.
That exchange feels very nice. You are not speaking alone. You are sharing the moment with someone else. This makes the experience feel lighter and more human.
When learners practice introductions, they also practice confidence. Each time you introduce yourself, the fear becomes smaller. Confidence grows through repetition.
Repetition really helps. Saying the same simple introduction many times makes it feel natural. One day, you may notice that you are not nervous anymore.
Right now, listeners can quietly imagine introducing themselves. You do not need to speak out loud. Just imagine saying your name calmly. This mental practice is already helpful.
Imagining success helps your body remember calm feelings. Later, when you introduce yourself in real life, that calm feeling may return.
I want listeners to feel encouraged. Introducing yourself in English does not need to be scary. With simple words and the calm tone, it can feel natural and friendly.
That encouragement is very important. You are capable of more than you think. Every introduction is a small success, even if it feels simple.
As we continue this series, we will talk more about what to say after your name. We will move slowly and clearly, step by step. Please stay relaxed and continue listening with us.
Thank you for being here and listening so patiently. Take a slow breath and feel comfortable. We will continue our conversation about introductions very soon.
As we continue into this part, I still feel that friendly and open atmosphere around us. It feels like the moment after saying your name when the conversation begins to open naturally. This is a good time to talk about what you can say next when you introduce yourself.
I feel that openness too, Roy, and it feels reassuring. After you say your name, you do not need to rush. You can add one small piece of information. That small addition helps the other person know you a little better.
Many beginners wonder what they should say after their name. The answer is simple. You can talk about where you are from, what you do, or how you feel in that moment. You only need to choose one.
Yes, choosing one idea keeps things simple. You do not need to share your whole story. One small detail is enough to continue the conversation. Simple introductions feel natural and comfortable.
Talking about where you are from is very common in introductions. People often feel curious about this. It is an easy topic because it is personal but not too private.
I agree. Talking about where you are from feels friendly. You can share your country or city. You do not need to explain more unless the other person asks.
Another common thing to share is what you do. This can mean your job or your studies. You can keep it very simple. A short description is enough for an introduction.
Short descriptions are perfect. You do not need to explain details about your work or studies. You can simply share the main idea. This keeps the conversation easy and relaxed.
Some people also like to share how they feel when they meet someone. They might say they are happy to meet you. This adds warmth to the introduction.
That warmth is very important. When you share a friendly feeling, the conversation feels kind. Even very simple words can create a positive connection.
It is also okay to stop after one sentence. You do not need to keep talking. Introductions are like opening a door. After you open it, both people can step inside together.
That shared step is important. You are not responsible for the whole conversation. The other person will usually respond and share something too. This takes pressure off beginners.
When you add one small detail to your introduction, you give the other person something to respond to. This helps the conversation continue naturally.
Yes, small details invite response. They make conversation feel like a back and forth, not a speech. This is how real conversations grow.
Tone is still very important in this part of the introduction. Speaking slowly and gently helps you sound confident. Even if your words are simple, your tone carries warmth.
Tone can make simple English sound very natural. When your tone is calm, people feel comfortable listening to you. This helps the conversation feel easy for both sides.
Eye contact and body language also help when introducing yourself. Looking up gently and standing comfortably supports your words. These small actions build confidence.
Body language can support your English a lot. When your body feels relaxed, your voice follows. Beginners can focus on relaxing their shoulders and breathing slowly.
Many learners worry about remembering what to say, but introductions use the same patterns again and again. Practicing these patterns makes them feel automatic over time.
Yes, repetition is key. Saying the same simple sentences many times builds muscle memory. One day, you may speak without thinking at all.
I also want to remind listeners that mistakes are part of learning. If you forget a word, you can pause or use another word. The introduction does not break because of one mistake.
That flexibility is very helpful. Real communication is about adjusting, not being perfect. When learners accept this, they feel much freer speaking English.
Right now, listeners can imagine introducing themselves with one extra detail, maybe where they are from or what they do. This mental practice helps build confidence quietly.
Quiet practice prepares the mind. When you imagine speaking calmly, your body learns that feeling. This makes real introductions feel less scary.
I want listeners to feel that introductions are friendly moments, not tests. You are meeting another person, not proving your English level. That understanding changes everything.
Yes, that mindset makes a big difference. When you focus on connection, English feels easier. People respond to sincerity more than perfect language.
As we move forward, we will talk about responding when someone introduces themselves to you. This is also an important part of introductions. Please stay relaxed and continue listening with us.
Thank you for staying with us and listening so carefully. Take a slow breath and feel calm. We will continue our conversation about introductions very soon.
As we move into this part, it feels like the conversation is flowing more naturally now. We have said our names and shared one small detail. This is usually the moment when the other person speaks. It feels calm and balanced. This is a good time to talk about responding when someone introduces themselves to you.
I feel that balance too, Roy, and it feels very comfortable. Responding is just as important as introducing yourself. When you respond kindly, the other person feels welcomed. That kindness helps the conversation grow naturally.
When someone introduces themselves, the first thing you can do is listen calmly. You do not need to rush your response. Taking a short moment to listen fully helps you feel more confident when you speak.
Listening is a big part of good communication. When you listen carefully, you understand better. That understanding makes your response feel more natural and less forced.
A simple response can be very short. You can acknowledge the person and repeat their name if you like. This shows attention and respect. Even simple responses can feel warm and friendly.
Repeating a name is a very nice habit. It helps you remember the person and it makes them feel noticed. You do not need to do it every time, but it can be helpful in first meetings.
After acknowledging the person, you can add a small response. You might say it is nice to meet them or that you are glad to meet them. These responses are very common and easy to use.
Yes, these phrases are used all the time in daily life. They are simple but powerful. They help the conversation feel polite and positive from the beginning.
When someone introduces themselves, the first thing you can do is listen calmly. You do not need to rush your response. Taking a short moment to listen fully helps you feel more confident when you speak.
Listening is a big part of good communication. When you listen carefully, you understand better. That understanding makes your response feel more natural and less forced.
A simple response can be very short. You can acknowledge the person and repeat their name if you like. This shows attention and respect. Even simple responses can feel warm and friendly.
Repeating a name is a very nice habit. It helps you remember the person and it makes them feel noticed. You do not need to do it every time, but it can be helpful in first meetings.
After acknowledging the person, you can add a small response. You might say it is nice to meet them or that you are glad to meet them. These responses are very common and easy to use.
Yes, these phrases are used all the time in daily life. They are simple but powerful. They help the conversation feel polite and positive from the beginning.
You can also respond to the detail the other person shared. If they talked about where they are from or what they do, you can mention that in your response. This shows interest.
Showing interest is very important. You do not need to ask a big question. Even a small comment shows that you are listening and engaged. That makes conversations feel friendly.
Asking a simple question is another way to respond. Questions keep the conversation going. They also give you time to listen again, which helps reduce pressure.
Questions take the focus off you for a moment. This can be very helpful for beginners. When the other person speaks, you can relax and prepare your next response calmly.
When responding, your tone still matters a lot. Speaking gently and clearly helps your words sound confident. Even if you feel nervous inside, a calm tone can carry you through.
Tone communicates emotion. A friendly tone shows openness and respect. People often respond more to how you speak than to the exact words you use.
Body language also plays a role when responding. Nodding gently or smiling shows that you are listening. These small actions support your English and make communication smoother.
Yes, body language and voice work together. When your body feels relaxed, your voice sounds more natural. Beginners can focus on breathing and posture to support this.
Some learners worry that they don't know how to continue after responding, but you do not need to plan far ahead. Conversations often grow naturally, one step at a time.
That step-by-step feeling is very important. You are not responsible for everything at once. You respond, the other person responds, and the conversation grows naturally.
It's also okay if the conversation pauses for a moment. Small pauses are normal, especially at the beginning. You do not need to fill every silence.
Feeling comfortable with pauses is a sign of growing confidence. Pauses give everyone time to think. They are not mistakes. They are part of real conversation.
Responding to introductions helps build trust. When people feel heard, they feel more comfortable. That comfort helps the conversation move forward naturally.
Trust makes communication easier. When trust is there, mistakes feel less scary. People focus on understanding, not judging.
Right now, listeners can imagine someone introducing themselves to them. You listen, smile, and respond calmly. This mental practice helps your body learn the rhythm of conversation.
Imagining calm responses prepares you for real situations. When the real moment comes, it feels familiar. Familiar moments feel safer and easier.
I want listeners to feel that responding is not difficult. You already have the tools. Simple words, kind tone, and gentle listening are enough.
Yes, you already know more than you think. Introductions and responsives use the same simple patterns again and again. Practice makes them feel natural.
As we move toward the final part, we will talk about ending introductions and moving into normal conversation. This is the final step of introducing yourself confidently. Please stay relaxed and continue listening with us.
Thank you for staying with us and listening so patiently. Take a slow breath and feel calm. We will finish our conversation about introductions very soon.
As we come to the final part of our conversation, I feel a gentle sense of completion. It feels like we have walked through the introduction step by step, without pressure. Meeting someone new no longer feels so uncertain. It feels familiar and manageable.
I feel that calm completion too, Roy, and it feels reassuring. Ending an introduction smoothly is just as important as starting it. When you end calmly, the whole first meeting feels positive and balanced.
After you introduce yourself and respond to the other person, the conversation often moves naturally into normal talk. This transition does not need special words. It happens gently, one sentence at a time.
Yes, many introductions end without a clear ending. The conversation simply continues. This is very natural. You do not need to worry about doing it perfectly. Just staying present is enough.
Sometimes, after introductions, people talk about simple things. They might talk about where they are, what they are doing, or why they are there. These topics feel light and comfortable.
Light topics are perfect after introductions. They help everyone relax. Beginners often feel more confident when the conversation stays simple and friendly.
There are also times when an introduction ends quickly. Maybe you meet someone briefly and then move on. That is also normal. Short interactions are part of daily life.
Yes, not every introduction becomes a long conversation. That does not mean you did something wrong. A polite and calm introduction is already a success.
Ending an introduction politely can be very simple. You might smile, nod, or say something kind before moving on. Simple actions and words are enough to close the moment.
Polite endings leave good impressions. Even a small, friendly response can make the meeting feel positive. Beginners can feel proud of these small moments.
I want listeners to remember that introductions are repeated many times in life. Each time you practice, you gain a little more confidence. The fear becomes smaller with each experience.
Confidence grows quietly. You may not notice it at first, but one day you realize that introducing yourself feels easier. That change happens because of gentle repetition.
Introducing yourself in English is not about being impressive. It is about being clear and kind. When you focus on clarity and kindness, your English sounds natural.
Kindness is felt even when language is simple. People respond to your attitude more than your grammar. This is very comforting for beginners to remember.
I also want listeners to be kind to themselves after introductions. If something felt awkward, that's okay. Every learner has those moments. They are part of learning.
Yes, awkward moments do not mean failure. They mean you are trying. Trying is the most important step in learning a language.
Looking back at everything we talked about, introductions are made of small parts: saying your name, sharing one detail, responding kindly, and moving on. Each part is simple and manageable.
When you see introductions as small steps, they feel much easier. You do not need to memorize long speeches. You only need to feel comfortable with a few simple patterns.
Right now, listeners can imagine meeting someone new in the future. You feel calm, you smile, and you introduce yourself gently. This image can help reduce fear.
Imagining calm success helps prepare your body. When the real moment comes, it may feel familiar instead of scary. This mental practice is very powerful.
I want listeners to trust themselves. You already know enough English to introduce yourself. You do not need to wait or prepare more. You can start with what you know now.
Trust is very important. When you trust yourself, your voice sounds steadier. That steady voice helps you feel confident and comfortable.
Introducing yourself is often the first door to connection. When you open that door, new conversations become possible. English becomes a bridge, not a barrier.
That bridge connects people, ideas, and experiences. Each introduction is a small step across that bridge. Those steps add up over time.
I feel very grateful that we could share this time together. Talking about introductions reminds me that learning English can be gentle and human. It does not need to be stressful.
I feel grateful too, and I hope listeners feel supported. You are learning something very useful for real life. That's something to be proud of.
As you go back to your day, you might meet someone new or think about meeting someone. Remember this calm feeling. You can carry it with you.
English does not need to be separate from your life. It can live inside these small, everyday moments. Introductions are a wonderful place to start.
Thank you so much for staying with us through this full conversation about introducing yourself in English. We hope it helped you feel calmer and more confident. Keep practicing gently, one introduction at a time.
Thank you for listening and practicing with us. Take a deep breath and feel proud of yourself. We look forward to meeting you again very soon. Goodbye for now.